peoples. Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Convicted to Grow podcast. I'm your girl, Coach Tressa, motivational speaker, business coach, and business coach. My goal is not only to give you daily inspiration and motivation, but it's also designed not only that for you to hear from other people from all walks of life to have a growth journey in their life or in their business. And so I'm so excited. So before we go further, please make sure you hop over to the YouTube channel and follow the Convicted to Grow channel. As well as if you want to be a supporter of this podcast and donate, you can go to www.convictedtogrowpodcast.com. And I appreciate you in advance. But just know your likes, your comments, and your shares is priceless for me. And so thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting me. Now, my next guest, he is, y'all, let me tell you something. First of all, he already said the success formula is discipline, dedication, and consistency. He's a TEDx speaker. He has worked with some well-known companies like Verizon, Neo Boxing Academy, Newark Fashion of School Design. He is an accomplished speaker, certified life coach, father, change agent from Aiken, South Carolina. He's originally from Richmond, Virginia. Hey, EA all day. He has written a book with his daughter, a 12-book series on financial literacy and wealth building. And so, y'all, I have the honor to interview none other, and he goes by Mr. Six Ways on IG, by the way. Y'all help me welcome Mr. Anthony Dodson. Hey, Anthony.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Y'all, Anthony is a part of the Next Level Speakers community. In a speaker, he is in the elite program, and I met him just through random, just having. We have like pretty much, I want to say we have a lot of mutual friends in the community, and so I met him last year through the conference, and so I asked him could he be a part, just kind of share his story. One of the things we're gonna do today, y'all, we're gonna do things a little bit different. I asked him to share his entrepreneur growth journey. I know a lot of times you hear people coming in talking about their life, and he'll probably share a little snippet of life, but for the most part, I want you guys to hear his entrepreneur growth journey and how he got to where he at today as a speaker, as a coach, and what he's doing to stay relatable, to stay promotable, and to stay marketable in this thing. Because guess what? It's a competitive market out here, especially as a speaker and a coach. So I'm excited for that. So how you doing, Anthony?
I'm great. How y'all doing?
Yes. How you feeling? Feeling good? You feel
Yeah,
good? You look good? You look good? You
you play.
create?
Yeah,
Yes. So well, let's go ahead and get into it.
yeah. So I'm Anthony. People know me as Mr. Six Ways, because my motto when I created the page was I could teach people 6 ways to do anything. Like you said, I'm a father. I don't really consider myself an entrepreneur, more so a business owner, just because of the concept between those two words, and we'll get into that later. And really, I just started a business with my daughter. From me being behind the scenes in like credit repair and stuff like that, I turned her into pretty much a replication of that through our financial literacy and teaching her. We're now teaching multiple people from different regions, even internationally. And yeah, that's pretty much sums us up right now.
Nice. I love that. You said there's a difference. He said, y'all, there's a difference between entrepreneur and a business owner. And I definitely want you to educate the people because you started out as an entrepreneur first, right?
Mm-hmm.
What age were you when you realized I got too much, I got too many gifts to be working for somebody? When did that take us back to that? When did it start? Did it start off what you're doing now, or you started another business? Because sometimes you can start a business, it may not work. You got to go back to the drawing board and revamp, relaunch again.
So I mean, I think it came back down to me losing jobs. So like when I was in college and my daughter was born, I got fired from a daycare because we technically didn't have our phones out at all. So like I was laying by the kids as they were asleep and my phone was out, and it's like a no like excuse type of situation. And I lost my job. I had to still provide for my daughter, so I started throwing parties. I had my own promotional team. I was doing a lot of Aiken at that time. I didn't really take business serious then. I didn't even realize I was running one. or being an entrepreneur. It was just, this was a side gig to get some money that turned into the main gig because I could make more money from that in a weekend than I could at a job. And then I ended up getting back into sales, and working for Sprint and Verizon, and then COVID hit. And when COVID hit, my store got shut down. The store I was working in, I had strived to get in. I had just moved to Charlotte, so it's like I had to figure out money again because I got an apartment I got to pay for. We just renewed our lease, and so as we're working online, as they're trying to place us somewhere else, which there wasn't a guarantee that we would get placed, and if we didn't, they had to relocate us. I picked up credit repair. I became a tri-state real estate agent, and I really just dug deep into credit and started making money from it. And then I ended up moving to Houston. Then, of course, me and my daughter Ted talked. She wanted me to come home. I ended up not liking the job I had picked up. And so I quit because credit and speaking and stuff was already taken off. And it was like, God, show me a sign when it's time for me to leave. And I just could not leave. Then I ended up on a final verbal warning because I wasn't really working. It was like I would do the job sometimes that I was working from home. So it's like I was focused more on my speaking and the other stuff. And it was like, all right, they don't put me to a final warning. I don't want to get fired because that's bad on a resume. I quit. And I've been doing this ever since. I quit thinking I was going to go find me another job. But then I just started, I locked into my business because I feel like that's what God told me to do.
So you was on the 9 to 5, but your mind was somewhere else.
But I had a computer up. I ain't gonna lie. I had a computer up and I'm outside working out. I'm on the phone or I'm asleep. And they're like, did you do your calls today? I faked the calls and everything. Like my sales numbers had dropped tremendously and I was a top performer. So they knew they knew something was going on. And so, yeah, I was like, yeah, I quit over my 2 weeks in. And it's been a wrap since.
Wow. What was so you've done promotion. So you got a series of background skills for our sales. What was your first speaking engagement that you did? Do you remember? When did you realize I'm a speaker?
It wasn't even a speaking engagement. I had an ex-girlfriend that said I should speak because of like the credit and like how I can talk to people because of sales is pretty much speaking. My first real speaking thing was Grant Cardone's Great American Speak Off. And nice. So me being in that, I made it to the semifinals. But in order to even get to the semifinals, I had to compete in Atlanta, which that was their biggest one during that time, which was 1,000 people. Only 30 people got selected. And out of the 30, I think only 15 actually made it from round 1 and round 2 because they had some people that, of course, when you hear certain people, you're like, I'm going to try to give them another chance. So I was a part of those 15 that didn't have to go twice. I went through the first 2 times. So it was like, okay, you might have something. And then I made it to the semifinals. I didn't get picked to win, of course, but it was just like me just starting out speaking, and I make it to 15 of 1,000, and then I get to the last 300 because they had speakers from across the world. And it was like the changes that they made in the semifinals I wasn't prepared for, but it was just like, okay, you can do this. Like, you're that.
Do you remember? So it was something that you did or said, because I'm pretty sure a lot of times they want to hear those compelling stories. Do you remember what you talked about, or just kind of?
Of course. That's our TED Talk too. It made it to TED Talk too. So it's pretty much it was the speech about my daughter. So when I pretty much moved to Houston, my daughter got in trouble in school. And so with her getting in trouble in school, I realized, a lot of parents replace time for money and gifts for memories. So that kind of was the speech of, stop putting your child and your family to the side and start putting them first. Because a lot of times we go get jobs and we get into business and we're so focused on that we don't realize we're damaging our family. And we think once I get to the money, I'll be fine. But in reality is you can do all that. But by the time you get all of that, your children may despise you. Your wife may despise you. So that kind of was the pivot of our talk. And even with the Great American Speak Off, like Grant Cardone, people was like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to text my family and tell them I love them. So it was that type of movement because it was something that nobody actually talks about.
Oh, wow. That's amazing, man. Like to do that. And this just happened a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. What did you like about when you said your ex-girlfriend at the time told you should speak because of the credit repair? What was it you're so passionate about the credit repair? Because let's just keep it real. We gotta listen. when you got good credit, you can do some things. You ain't got to be sitting in the dealership all day hoping and wishing you're going to get approved. What made you decide to say you was passionate about that? And you still do, I'm assuming you still do that now.
We just started back doing it.
Okay.
It was just like me being from where I'm from. It's like people don't understand the benefits, like you said, of credit and what it can do for you. So I didn't really like the credit repair. I like teaching it. But it's like I end up getting back into it because I don't promote it anymore. But you know, that referral piece is like I got people calling me like, "Hey, can you do so and so's?" I'm like, "Well, I do that one person," and then it's like, "All right, I'm gonna just put up a special, and we're gonna take whoever been trying to get with me." So that's what we're actually dropping this week. If we'll actually use you. So if they say that they heard about it through you, we will do their credit for $300. If they got repossessions and stuff like that, those are extra fees. But if they got basic stuff that's on their credit, we'll do it for $300.
So, and now look, y'all know I'm putting a plug in for my friend, and I'm bringing you some business because I know there are people right now that can use it. You have anybody all over?
We don't turn nobody away.
So you don't turn nobody away. Pretty much.
What one thing that we don't do, and this is just me personally,
okay.
I don't do child support because I feel like you shouldn't be on it in the first place. So I don't help men with that because you should never be late on taking care of making payments on your child. So I'm not gonna help you get that off of there. That's the only thing we won't do.
But pretty much collections, repossessions, you said?
Possessions, bankruptcy, late payments, inquiries, building your credit. We even help people get business funding as well as personal credit funding as well.
Wow. You should be, man, listen, do you go live talk about this?
I do sometimes. I actually have a piece in the next level their program. Like I taught credit inside of their actual course.
Yeah. You have a YouTube channel?
Yes, but I don't talk credit no more. I'm getting back to it though. You will see a lot of it like these next couple months.
Wow.
We got a content calendar for it.
Yes. Listen, y'all make sure you guys, and I'm gonna put his information in the description. So with that being said, y'all, if you are looking to get credit repair, you don't want to miss his deal. And how long is that special?
It'll be for the special we running this week. It'll be just a day, but with yours, as long as they recommend your name, they can get it for that whole month.
Okay, so y'all heard it here. Put my name. Tell them I referred you, or you say you heard it from the Convicted to Grow podcast. Y'all like get it right now. Credit is necessary in this season, especially if you're trying to be like he said, a business owner. Because you should want to have good credit because you move differently when you got good credit. Trust and believe. You move different. Like I felt good for. It took me. I think I was 40, maybe 39, 40. I mean, I'm 46 now. But to go into dealership pre-approval letter, my God, and didn't have to go through 17 lenders and pick me. Man, listen, I was like, I'm telling you, because especially when you're young and dumb, doing stupid stuff, not thinking, having rent-to-own furniture, credit card maxed out. But when you don't have no one teaching you that, it's easy to, like I said, drift away of what's doing right. So yes, and I definitely get it, but I'm glad that you're offering something for that. And is that one-on-one type of coaching you're doing for them, or is this going to be a group thing?
No, so I'll personally go in and do all that stuff, and then they do what they want to do from there. Yeah, but we do coaching calls. We're gonna, like I said, we have a content calendar. I guess, matter of fact, I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna release what we're planning to do. So for the next probably 2-3 months, we're gonna be going live once a week. We're gonna be having webinars at the end of the week. We have a broadcast channel just for financial literacy. We're gonna be dropping resources. We're gonna be dropping free game. We're pretty much giving everybody the game plan without them having to pay for it in the next 3 months, just cause. So.
I like that. And I just put y'all make sure y'all go follow him on Instagram at Mr. Dot the number 6 ways at Mr. Dot 6 ways, y'all. Y'all do not want to miss this, okay? So you started. Let's go back a little bit because you said you consider yourself as a small business versus entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Let the viewers and the listeners know the difference for one, because I mean, honestly, because people say I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a solopreneur. I don't like the word solopreneur because I'm like, you need a team, you need systems in place. So, what's the difference between entrepreneur and small business owner? And how do someone who's been an entrepreneur for many, many years, how do they get to being a small business owner?
So I tell people all the time, business owners have people work for them, entrepreneurs do the work. So in a better sense, entrepreneurs work in their business. Business owners have people work for them. And what that means is I have systems and strategies in place that my business runs no matter where I'm at, no matter what I'm doing. With the entrepreneur, they're doing all the work, which is going to hurt them because ultimately I'm not an expert at everything. I can only be an expert at one thing. So you need a team of people that are experts in things that you're not experts in. So instead of me trying to be as a speaker, writing my proposals, calling, doing donut runs, all of these different things, that is not going to get me any more speaking engagements. And also, it's not a betterment of my time. So if I have somebody that knows how to write proposals, they give me more time to do donut runs. If I have somebody that can do donut runs for me, that means I have more time to be on calls. Now, if I got somebody to do all three of those things, that means now I get to focus more on pouring into my people and being able to speak and really create crafted speeches that is going to reflect. A lot of times we're so scared, most entrepreneurs are so scared for somebody to touch their baby because they built this business from the ground up. But what we don't understand is as you become a business owner and you get a CEO's mindset, you're not the smartest person in your business. You cannot see everything because you're blinded based off your thought process. So even when you look at a company like Tesla, Elon Musk can't make a decision that is just going to go through. There are voting in place. There are marketing teams. There are strategy teams. There are accounting teams. There are budgeting teams. So you need different people in different positions that they've been an expert at something and they know how to make it work. So in order for you to grow as a business owner, you cannot even look at yourself as a smaller business owner. You have to look at yourself as a Fortune 500. How does a Fortune 500 CEO run his business? That's when you get in the mindset to be able to scale up. And that's what we pretty much teach people.
Wow. What if someone, now I'm playing in the eyes of the entrepreneurs who say, wow, that's all said and dandy, Anthony, but I can't afford to hire people because I ain't making money in my business. What would you say?
So when you have a CEO's mindset, the CEO doesn't cover the bills of the business. The CEO finds ways for the business to cover its own bills. So if I'm getting somebody, let's say, do graphic design, they're charging me $10 for a graphic design, but I know other speakers that need graphic design. If I tell two speakers that graphic design is $20, that's $40. So now my graphic design was $10 and I just put $30 in my pocket. So understanding how to barter, and then let's say you don't even want to do that. There are people that are looking to work with you. I tell people all the time, it's somebody that believes in your vision more than you do. You just got to ask for it. So yeah, you may not have the money to cover everything, but you make it do something for them and they can do something for you. People don't understand that bartering still works. So for instance, a videographer, you may not have the top dog videographer at the time, but you may have somebody that's just starting out and they need content. So now as you grow, they grow. So I don't like when people be like, well, I ain't got the money for this, I ain't got the money for that. The only thing you got time for is being broke. Because if you don't get into that mindset, then you're gonna stay broke. It takes money to make money, but also you gotta be willing to invest. And if you can invest, there's so many ways out there that you can make the money. Like I said, you can go get your credit fixed and get the money. You can go and barter. You can also find people that could do work for you and you tell them that you'll get them more clients. Because my actual social media guy, I pay him of course, but he wanted to join me because he knew how many people I knew. And he was like, yo, I'll do your videos because I already know once I start doing your stuff, your people are gonna be back to be like, yo, who's doing your content? Now I don't even have to make money from you. You're gonna put me in position. So understanding that your team is just as important as you is what gets you a team. It's not the money. Because if you don't take care of them, they're not gonna take care of you.
Yeah, yeah, no, that is so true. Because it's funny you said it because a lot of times we hold ourselves back. Like you said, we say we're CEO, but we're not operating like a CEO. We're doing like I literally just like honestly, just last week I just hired a someone to I guess you call it a virtual assistant to go out there and hit up LinkedIn for me and hit these businesses because to be honest with you, I was like, okay, I'll do 25 calls a day in the morning from 9 to 11. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm just like, and I'm in a season of rebuilding this new company, Convicted to Grow Coaching, because I've always had consultants doing recruiting. Now I'm starting this coaching speaking space. And I'm like, God, you got to bring me the right people. But this is what I'm realizing, and maybe you can touch on this too. What if you have, and again, I think I know the answer to this because, again, I pray for discernment. But there are some people that just want to connect to you, what you can do for them. It's no reciprocity, if it makes sense. It's like what's in it for them. I get it because it's what's in it for me as well. And it's like, and I've seen people that, and I have previously attached to people that I had to detach because I was like, we're not about to do this. And I've been trusting and asking God to give me the right people. So what would you say when, or have you ever experienced that where you had to realign yourself with the right team? Because you're like, nah, I can't be helping friend. Look, because you my friend, you ain't the skill set I need. And I think it's a lot of times we're going to hire people that we know.
So I guess it's different for me because this is one of the pieces that I come into people businesses when I'm helping them scale to understand. You can get anybody to do the work. It's understanding how to get them to do the work. So what we have is an employee questionnaire. And most of the time when you're interviewing with somebody, if I'm telling you I'm looking for you to do graphic design or like you say, content or something, or recruiting on LinkedIn, of course you're gonna tell me everything you know how to do on LinkedIn. But we don't ask those questions. What are your goals? Where do you want to be in 5 years? What makes you happy? What do you enjoy doing? What do you like doing? Because now when you're giving me these answers, I don't need to know what you can do on LinkedIn. By me knowing your mindset, I can need to tell if you're stagnant, if you're lazy, if you take a lot of risks based off if you telling me you like skydiving, okay, this is a risk taker. So now based off of like how you align. And it was crazy because I was talking to my brother Richard Jurgen and his videographer is kind of like his branding person. And they were like, they had picked somebody up, but they didn't believe in God. And like the videographer was like, Richard, we don't need them. Richard like, yeah, let's get them. And then over time, that person didn't align with the vision. And with me talking to him, I'm like, yo, that's crazy because we don't think about that. We don't think about like how your beliefs and how your thought process works with us. So, for me, it was like, I was cool with bringing in, but me doing parties for so long, it's like, you can't put your homeboys and your homegirls on because what happened in that world is I have a homeboy. Yeah, you supposed to be promoting. Hey, bro, I've been promoting. I got 30 people coming. But when the 30 people get here, they want a discount. Someone want to get in free. So it's like, no, like this is not work. You can post it, cool. You do you. I'll let you in. But I can't put you on payroll because of the fact of I already know your mindset. So I tell people, when they're hiring, stop thinking about the right questions and start thinking about the questions that need to be answered. Because if you talk to them and you're like, yo, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What can this business do for you? They're going to tell you where their mindset is. Oh, in 5 years, I want to do this, this, and this. And if you're not talking about videography and you're doing videography, now I know that if I do get you, even though you may be good, you're going to leave me hanging in a couple years once you get to where you need to go. So that's how we look at it. We just give them the employee questionnaire and we figure out their personality more so than their craft. Because anybody can be coached how to do a job.
Yeah, yeah. What if somebody said, well, I just want to make money right now. I need to be making $50,000 a month.
And they ask me they want to make $50,000 a month. Well, first off, there's a reason you ain't making $50,000 right now because you have that mindset. Quick money don't always be the best money. The slow grind is the best grind.
Ooh, that's hard.
I could show you. I could show you how to make fast money, but all you're gonna do is lose it. That's why I kind of went away from credit because it's like I just want a good credit score. I'm good, and I'm like, you're gonna see me in 3 months. You're gonna see me in 4 months because you're gonna fix your credit, and then you're gonna rely on me to fix your credit again. Now I gotta double the price because I gotta teach you a lesson. So for anybody that's trying to make 50,000, it's not hard. Like it's so many different ways you can make money. Like I just said about doing graphic design, you can go on Fiverr and Upwork and find a business that somebody else is good at. Get on ChatGPT, do them 25 calls you was just talking about, and act like you do that business. Give that person their amount that they want, and you keep the rest, and you put your own price on it. So it's not easy to make 50,000, but it's very easy to make 50,000 when you have a CEO's mindset. You don't have to work extra hard. You just got to be creative.
I like that. Yeah, because I noticed now people be trying to hit me up. trust who's doing your flyer. Put me in touch with your flyer guy. Put me in touch with this guy. And in my mind, look, I'm thinking like you, because in my mind, like, I don't want to give you my person. Like, you can come through me, and you know what I'm saying? Because hey,
I'm gonna put my little.
Because I've had to, like, seriously, like, get someone on Fiverr, but I had to vet the right person on Fiverr. And I know what he charges me, but people be looking at my stuff when I put out my speaking engagements. Oh, hook me up. Who you using on Fiverr? I'm not telling you. You won't have to vet like I did. Now, what you can do is come through. Now, is that wrong? Is that wrong though, Anthony?
Nah. So the way I say it is, yeah, we can help you. My team does it, and I can see what the price is for my team. But one of my friends told me that it's like, nah, you going through my team because technically that person is on my team. I'm not even gonna let you get in contact. Like I have a lady that cleans my house. She's over the company, but you cannot get the maintenance person's number. You cannot get the person that cleans your house number because all of those people are contracted to her. So have your people, like even the guy on Fiverr, you NDA them or they non-compete. So if you send somebody to them, they can't work with them outside of you. And if they do, you can go get it. So I tell people all the time, yeah, my team did it. So we can figure out a price that works for you. What's your budget? And then we gonna charge you. Because I did the work to find them. And now you're taking them from me. So if I needed a flyer at this time, not only are you stopping me from getting what I need, now you're trying to take my people. Now my people gonna increase their prices. Like you're not putting us in a good position. But if it's somebody I know and I really want my team to win, of course I'm gonna put them in position. But I don't hire people that I'm not scared to lose either. So
no, that's real talk. I like that. And you're an author. You wrote 12 books. When did you have time? When was this?
So 3 of the books was done like during that COVID time and me transitioning with my daughter coming back. And then the last 9 was done probably like 6-7 months ago. We dropped all 9 at one time. So I did all those books all at once. But it wasn't hard because all of them are sequels. So it's like each book has an elementary, middle school, high school version. And we also have a curriculum for each one. So we have an elementary, middle school, and high school curriculum. And now we're working on our digital copy where these schools don't even have to book us. They can just buy the curriculum itself and teach it to their children digitally.
My gosh. Is it hard to get into schools?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It's not an easy task.
For real, because some of these people be thinking like they can just go up to the school. I'm like even with donut runs, I'll be like, now I know I'm in the corporate space. I can't go to some of these companies and just drop no donut. First of all, you gotta have badges.
They gonna open them. They gonna look. No, we good. Thank you, though. I personally have never done it, because I have other strategies that if speakers are trying to get in the school space to get in there. I tell people all the time, whether it's corporate, whether it's schools, whether it's conferences, you have to serve first. Yeah. You have to serve first. And that's my thing. It's like we don't do anything for money. We do it for the service and we do it for the opportunity to change lives. Me and Richard was just talking about that. Like he brought me out to an engagement in Anderson, South Carolina. And he was talking about like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna get you paid. I'm like, bro, I don't want it because of the fact of he was working with at-risk youth. And it's like we have an opportunity to change these lives. So, I'm gonna take that chance. But anybody that's trying to get in the school space, like I tell people all the time, your stages, we're so focused on how many people on the stage, but can we adapt to different types of stages? Can we adapt to a stage of 1? Can we adapt to the stage of 2? Are you gonna give your all to these 3 people in front of you the same way you're gonna give it to these 30? So when it comes to the school space, they're very strategic on who they get. And a lot of them use the same speakers over and over again. Let's just be transparent. So getting into that circle is serving. You know what I'm saying? You may not get through the principal. You may just see one of the basketball coaches, hey, can I speak to your team real quick? Yeah. Because one thing about the school space, them kids, if they like something, it's going to spread like wildfire. And the work itself will get you into that school because the school is like, yo, who is this guy that these kids keep talking about? So that's what I tell people. Instead of doing the donut runs, go to a basketball game, go to a football game, go to something that the school is having, even if it's a beta club, you know what I'm saying, initiation or something, and just talk to those teachers or the PTO and be like, hey, is there any way I could just speak to some of these kids, and then get your way in the foot through the door of the principal, because they may get your donuts and they may just eat them and just keep it pushing. Like I know I would. Like I'm gonna be honest, like. When I was working for Verizon, people used to come in our store and they be like, "Hey, we work for so and so. We're gonna order y'all food today. We want 3 large pizzas," and we would never talk to them again.
Wow. I mean, I wanted to touch on that because what I noticed even in the speaking space, and I'm gonna keep it real, like everybody is trying to be speakers, right? And I get it, and like everybody want to get on stages, but like you said, you got to know your stage. And one of the things I want to put out there is listen to some of y'all speakers. Stay in your lane. I know, like stop chasing. You know, you like he said, you chasing the money, but you're not chasing the impact and the influence you have. Like for me, I'm a corporate speaker. I talk to adults. I'm not going. If somebody contact me and say, "Hey, can you talk to these fifth graders or whatever?" And yeah, I'm gonna tell you that they paying. I would not be serving the way my gifts that God has put me in position to do. What I would do, and the right thing would do, is, hey, Anthony, you already know that. Like you tap into people. This is what I'm saying. This is people don't want to do that. They'll try to go and do something they ain't done before. Like vice versa, people in the education space want to come and talk to these corporate leaders, and they don't. You got to know the corporate lingo. I mean, you know, you work for corporate, so you know how they go. You a little bit of both, but it's like no, it's like stay in your lane, master that, focus on that versus saying I can speak to veterans. I can speak to CEOs. I can speak to the athlete, college athlete, middle school. And I'll be like, dang, like, I know I can't speak to the kids, right? I'm not saying I couldn't do it. I just know that I know there's a certain technique because I heard that little kids, the attention span, I would be hurt. My feelings would be hurt if they ain't looking at me.
And the crazy thing is for me, and I'm glad you touched on it, because when people hear me in the school space, I'm the same way. I don't speak to middle schoolers. Like I can do the elementary because of my daughter, and then I can do the high schoolers because they're on their way to adulthood. So it's like that middle school is a mixture of both. So their attention is really everywhere. So like you say, you got to know your lane because you don't want to get in a position where you're speaking and then it's not having any type of impact. And one of the things that I realized, like even I'm gonna dive deeper into that, knowing your audience of who you're speaking to, because I went to a school out in Kansas and I'm speaking on, you know, what I've been through and like how we're living here. And they're like, well, Walmart is an hour away. McDonald's an hour away. We don't have any of that because we're on farmland. So when I'm like, you know, when y'all get y'all cars and y'all get y'all driver's license, one of the kids started laughing. I'm like, what's funny? They're like, we've been driving since 13 because we got a farmer's permit, which means we can drive on our own. And they're out there by themselves. So it's like, it's nothing that can stop them from driving. And so now I'm trying to figure out how to bring my speech back because, you know, I'm not, you know, this is different for me because when they, you know, when they give you the thing about the school and stuff like that, they're like, they're going through this, this, and this. But I didn't realize what we thinking that it's luxury to us. They're like, we would never. Like, they don't even want to come to a city type of life and all kind of like restaurants. And they're like, no, those cows don't, you know what I'm saying? We're the ones that produce these cows. So, you know, understanding what you're dealing with, because a lot of people, like you say, it's just, I want to go get the bag, and then you're not leaving the impact that they need. And then it's like you really dropped the ball. Yeah, you got your check, but at the end of the day, that check is not going to serve anybody because you didn't come in and really truly serve.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you definitely are serving in the community. I mean, you know, just to even incorporate, I mean, you're incorporating your daughter at an early age. I mean, she's probably the youngest businesswoman entrepreneur I ever known. I mean, you got her speaking, right?
Yeah, we did a TED talk together.
Oh my God, was she nervous?
At first, and then I was nervous, and she's like, "Daddy, we do this. Like, come on." And like, she killed it. And she's actually speaking again with me in 2 weeks in New York. So
I love it. Oh, wow. So what? So besides the speaking, the books, the coaching, what else can we expect from you this year? What else are you doing?
right now it's just scaling. I actually just acquired with a friend a nail salon. I'm working on, you know, relaunching that. We've had, you know, we're focusing on the speaking, but our real focus is dropping this digital course. And we don't just have a high school, elementary, and middle school. We have one for adults. So we're opening up mentorship again. Not just coaching, but actually like full out mentorship where we're showing you how to take your business from nothing to something. So that's what a lot of people can look forward to. Is just we coming heavy this year. Our goal is to be one of the top, financial literacy, gurus out there, and really just take the world by storm. We're coming for Dave Ramsey. I would definitely put that out there. We're coming for Dave.
I like it
because we want to give them a different outlook. Financial literacy don't look like us, and it also don't look like the hood. And I'm bringing that aspect in. I'm not doing it the corporate America way with a suit. I'm coming in and I'm getting my feet dirty and I'm getting in the mud. So we're going at it, and we probably will have a financial literacy tour, not just for schools, but like literally like getting into at least 12 community centers within the next year, and just completely free workshops where these adults can come in. We show them how to fix their credit, show them how to do certain things, so that way they're educated enough to take care of their families and get their children out of bad positions.
Yes, I like that. Do you see yourself working with well-known companies, like certain, like partnering with, let's just say, banks who can help them get a starter credit card? Or I'm just trying to think a bit, I'm just thinking creative.
Actually, Virginia Credit Union is actually about to be one of our partners. Yeah, me and one of the bankers. Last time I was in Richmond, we were supposed to meet up, but our schedules didn't align. So he already told me like anytime I come to Richmond, like he wants to work together. Then I have a partner with Chase, out in Charlotte. So we have a few banks that we're working with and a couple nonprofits. We just keeping everything in the wraps right now.
But you be so cool. Like I don't see you unless the algorithm be the way it be rhythming. You don't be in my feed as much, but you so quiet. But you making power moves behind the scenes. Like when I say power moves, because when you do come out, it's like boom, they're gonna post. Like you don't give people the pre-warning. You just come out and just bam, here we go. Because there are people out here that keep talking about what they're about to do. They, excuse my language, fitting to do. I know that's not grammatically correct, so don't cuss me, y'all. But in the South, we say we fitting to go do this. I'm fitting to go start this curriculum. I'm fitting to go do this. And the fact that you like, I'm not a talker. I put forth action. And so it speaks for itself. So I just commend you. I admire you as a dope brother, a speaker, a great father, great friend. You're doing a daggone thing for real, for real. I mean, you gotta feel good though, for real.
We just getting started. I'm not really where I want to be. I'm my biggest critiquer. People tell me all the time, like, yo, you done this, you done that. And I'm like, we ain't did nothing yet. Like, we need the impact. So that's our goal. That's my focus. I try to stay humble and just not putting the thing about putting stuff out there, a person can't make their move till they know your move. So you got a lot of people that want to be you. So when we do stuff, like, we're not going to talk about partnerships. We're not going to talk about anything that we got unless we're already working on it and we have those connections. Because like you said, it's easy to say what I'm about to do, what I want to do. But if you're not even putting the plans in place to make it happen, then, you know what I'm saying, all you're going to do is give an idea to somebody else that's going to go and move quicker than you. So we're not going to allow nobody to move quicker than us on our vision. So when we drop, we drop. So like I said, our digital courses, one of them is already about to be done. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goals this year.
Do you see yourself with the digital courses or curriculum on the financial literacy side for colleges, for the college students who's getting ready to come out into the real life?
So our adult version and our college version are together. That's another thing I didn't speak on. We're going into the college space this year. We're definitely hitting the ground running with the college space with the different programs, different organizations we want to work with, because we see that too. The high school and the college kids, it's like both of them kind of are dealing with the same thing. High school is like, how do I figure out college? And college kids are, how do I figure out life? So it's still the same mindset of getting out here, and now I got to make adult decisions. One is a minor adult decision that can affect you a lot. One is an adult decision that really can affect you as an adult. So our goal is to get into all the rooms that we can. We just want to make impact. Like I said, we want Dave Ramsey. We want to go head to head with him, and I've sat with him, and I'm letting him know I want to go head to head with him.
You did? You sat with him?
Yeah, I have pictures and everything from his spot in Tennessee.
Oh,
I was actually supposed to be on one of their podcasts. They got my books, but I'm gonna be honest, I never really truly followed up.
Oh man, y'all heard it here. I'm just excited. But y'all forgot to mention he also has an MBA. I just noticed that. That's I mean, I know a lot of people don't be title based they were driven, but I had to put that out there too. Like, what? I just noticed that. I didn't even say that in the beginning. You got your MBA. So I'm definitely proud of you. By the time you come back for part 2, dropping some more gems, your team gonna double. Are you ready for your team to double?
Right now, they got me pulling my hair out, but we working to double them probably in the next 2 months.
I didn't say think that fast, but dang.
Yeah, we about to double the team in 2 months because we trying to get our arms out as far as we can reach them.
Yes, yes. Listen, y'all, if y'all want more information on what he's doing, make sure y'all go to his website, www.anthonydodson.net. You can check out his books. You can check out some of his speaking gigs he's done in the past. He talks about discipline, dedication, and consistency. I know you're in the education space, but for anybody who's also listening, would you tap in to corporate? If somebody wants you to come in and talk to their employees, let's just say about, whether it's leadership or whether it's like financial literacy, because employees need to know too.
So we actually do a lot of workshops for the corporate space. So it's more so like employee retention, morale building, culture shifting. We just show you how to get your team to actually want to do what you're trying to get them to and break that barrier where they're burnt out and stuff like that. So yeah, we have a couple things on our website that talk about how we're helping in the corporate space as well.
What else? Anything else you would like to add? Any motivational word? Anything you want to give the viewers? Because I really want this podcast, especially for my coaches, my consultants, entrepreneurs, and truly those business-minded professionals to hear this type of podcast this time. I think it was definitely, like I said, I see you coming back for a part 2 and really breaking down a formula.
I got you. So I can leave them with something, and I do this for the entrepreneurs and the business owners. Our vision board is important, but what I mean by your vision board is you should have a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year vision board for yourself. You also should have a 3-year, 5-year, 5-year, 10-year vision board for your business. And what I mean by that is your goals in your business should not be your same goals at 5 years that they were at 3. Your goals at 5 shouldn't be your goals at 10, because once you create those things, you're able to kind of get a broader vision of where you're trying to go with your business. And now you're able to scale and grow your business from the right way. So if it's employee retention, you're going to know exactly what you need to do within the next 3 to 5 years to get that employee retention up. So when you're making your own personal vision board, you make one for your business too. And you also create a strategy for everything that you put on that vision board and how to obtain it. And that's how you grow and scale your business.
Mic drop. I love it. We need to get you need to do like a weekly motivation, 2-minute motivation of Mr. Six Ways.
We're bringing it back.
So my last question that I ask every guest, 60 seconds or less or 90 seconds or less, tell me before we head out, what does convicted to grow mean to you?
You're dedicated, you're disciplined, and you're consistent to what you want. So pretty much what that means is if you're trying to grow, you're going to put everything in it. You're convicted to it. You're locked in. Like your vision is, I'm going to do this. There's no other way. I'm locked all the way in. You're convicted to it, because when you're convicted to something, that means you're all in. You have no other route. So being dedicated to being disciplined and being consistent enough to stay disciplined. That's the best way I can put it when I think of convicted to grow, is using those 3 things to stay convicted. Because you're going to have to be dedicated. You have to be disciplined to stay dedicated. And you have to be consistent in order to be disciplined. So when you put all 3 of them together, that's how you convicted to grow.
Mic drop, y'all. Mic drop. Listen, Anthony, thank you. I really, really appreciate you. But y'all heard it here. Listen, y'all. Growth is a daily thing. Every day you wake up, just remember you have one chance at this thing called life. Life is precious. To some, life is short. So while you're here on God's green earth, you recognize, you strategize, you maximize on the potential of what you have, because you are destined for greatness. You are naturally dynamic. And yes, I am rooting for you. Love you.